Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Yeti. I'm your host, Yeti Ty, and today we got a quick one for you. It's about medieval times and soap and oil and how it works and throughout the times and its uses at that time. So far what we want to do is we want to thank you so much for tuning in, listening. I know these are kind of quick podcasts, but we didn't really want to make you have to spend too much time. We know everybody's really busy already as it is, and we just want to give these quick little nuggets of facts, history, and I think that we've decided that what we're going to do is, for scheduling wise, we're going to try our best, because again, we are a soap manufacturing company here, so we are pretty busy doing that. We're going to try our best to drop an episode Monday, Wednesday, Friday religiously. Might throw in an extra episode that week on like a Saturday or something like that. And one of those we're going to try to have kind of like fun, during the holiday season, it being like Halloween this time, we're going to, have a ghost story or something like that, or like a soap themed murder mystery or something like that. And then also, during Thanksgiving, we'll have like a Charlie Brown kind of thingy soap episode. You get the gist, soap and oil enthused and themes and stuff like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a trip down medieval times. Kind of like Cable Guy. Medieval times, come back so I may brain thee. All right, let's get to it. So in medieval times, soap production was a local affair. Obviously, there wasn't manufacturing plants. Soap makers would craft their soap in small batches, often using simple tools and methods, mainly a wooden spoon. I guess you could think of it like a cauldron. The soap was primarily used for laundry and household cleaning, but it was considered a luxury item due to its relative scarcity and cost. Like we're going to talk about, it just took a lot back then to make just simple items. Now, okay, so let's turn our attention to the oil part of it. Another vital commodity, in medieval times was olive oil. It was the most prized and widely used type of oil. It was not only a staple in cooking, but also an important ingredient in religious ceremonies and art. When you'd see the cathedrals and "Bless you, my child," and that was olive oil that they were using to place upon the forehead of those people and blessings and stuff like that. And of course, in medieval times, the church was very, 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 very Catholic church was very prevalent in those times. And olive oil production required vast groves of olive trees and skilled laborers to harvest and press the olives. It was a labor-intensive process, like we were talking about earlier. And these people had to know what they were doing, because you couldn't just sit there and just like boom, 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 bash it. You had to step a certain like amount of pressure and like a rhythm to it. And the oil was often reserved for the wealthy and the church. In fact, olive oil played a significant role in the development of medieval arts, as it was used in the creation of illuminated manuscripts and paintings. Speaking of art, let's take a moment to explore the connection between those two, the soap and oil, and the preservation of knowledge during the medieval times. This is going to really, you're going to really like this. This would be like our version of laminating these days. As manuscripts and documents were created, scribes used ink made from various materials, including carbon-based inks and iron gall inks. Over time, these inks would deteriorate and fade. This is where the soap oil came into play. To protect and preserve these valuable texts, scribes and the illuminators would often apply their thin layer of oil to the pages. And this is actually, what was the name of it? Okay, yeah, and the process was actually known as oiling. We're going to go over there, we're going to oil, so we're going to, instead of going over there and we're going to laminate, we're going to oil this document. And from what I understand, how they would do it is they would place the oil like at the top of the document, on a slanted piece of wood, like as you'd see them write back in the day on those desks. They would put the oil at the top and let it run down, and then just like gently put it over there, almost like a dab. There we go. Not a smearing technique, but a dab. You'd have to dab it on there, else you would smear the ink itself. And that would actually help to prevent the ink from bleeding and fading over time, because a lot of the time these things were kept in dark rooms, so also to keep it from molding. And it would ensure that the knowledge contained within those manuscripts would survive, obviously for future generations. But back in those days, that was pretty much the main rolls of oil and soap. It was pretty simple back then because of the lye and stuff like that. Mainly back then, it was soap would have been made out of mainly tallow, fat from animals. And that's because if they did use the oil, they would want to use it in minute amounts. Again, because even if you weren't a part of the church, it did play a crucial role in the daily lives of people, during this time. They used it to lubricate their pans, which, again, I spoke on the first episode of how I don't think you should ever use oils to cook with. What do we always say? Oils within, butter and lard, or butter and lard within, oils on the skin. It's just, you don't want to ever ingest oils, ever. So it was a very crucial role in everybody's daily lives, from the personal hygiene to the prevention of knowledge. Soap and oil were basically indispensable back then. It's almost like when you'd hear in shows and in movies or pirate shows, like, is that pirate worth its salt? Pirates used to ingest salt in order to retain their water retention so they wouldn't get dehydrated. So the next time you take a hot shower and admire a beautifully illuminated manuscript, remember the medieval soap makers and oil merchants who paved the way for the comforts and the culture that we enjoy today. Kind of like, the cathedral paintings and all that stuff. All right, guys, that's it for today. That's another episode for the Daily Yeti. I know this one was kind of quick, but again, these are just quick nuggets, and we hope you enjoyed the journey back in time to explore the world of soap and oil in medieval times. I'm kidding. If you did, please subscribe, leave us a review, and please share with your friends. I know these are quick ones, but we don't want to, take up too much of your time. We know y'all got a lot more podcasts to listen to. And shout out to Morbid, a true crime podcast. My daughter and my wife got me addicted to it. It's awesome. So if you did like it and all that, please like and subscribe and share. And until next time, just keep exploring the past to better understand your present. This is Yeti Ty signing off. Good day.